Welcome into an all-new episode of the Players Lounge. I'm Haley Outen, and today we're joined by Houston track star Obi Igbokwe. Obi, thanks so much for taking a few minutes today. Now, a senior transfer competing in your final year at Houston. Why was it so important for you to get back to your hometown and attend the University of Houston?
Oh man, I had a lot of reasons, but it just feels good being back home, close to my family. You know, I just feel and I feel like real whole over here.
What has been your favorite part about competing at the University of Houston up to this point?
I have to say, the coaches are just great. You know, and the team, the atmosphere is just different than anything I've ever had before. I really love it. You know, the dynamic is just really good, and I feel real close to my coaches. So I feel like they really understand me, and I don't know, it just makes me feel good. You know.
Your relay team ran the 4x400. Set an NCAA record in that top spot and claimed the title at the Texas Tech Invitational. Why does your group work so well together?
I think me, Amir, and Kamari we're seniors, and we've been competing since just high school, really. So, I mean, just being veterans is just, we know what it takes to go out there. So, I mean, to have us on the same team is just great. And then Jermaine, our third leg, we really didn't know who the third leg was going to be, but he really stepped up, and I'm really proud of the guy. He's great. I don't know. We just really feed off each other, you know, a lot of energy.
What would you say is the key to the balance that each of you provides and how each of you contributes in that 4x400?
Everyone's just on the same page, and in the past, I've been on a lot of relay teams, and I feel like it always seems that at least one person just kind of isn't all the way in it, or maybe they might be apprehensive, whether it be nerves or fear, or they just simply don't really care that much about running. But all four of us are just in that moment. We're just in it, and we're just real competitive.
Fans that follow Houston track at home, the hashtag that everybody sees flying around is Speed City. Why is that a slogan that your program has bought into?
H-Town Speed City is where all the speed's at. I mean, and it's real catchy, but I don't know. We're just fast here.
You in particular, you've been an All-American sprinter since your freshman year at Arkansas. What has allowed you to be so successful in your collegiate career?
You know, I've really changed a lot now being a senior than a freshman, but I've always had a really competitive drive, and I've always had a lot of belief in myself. So that really allows me to, no matter how nervous I am, or especially as a freshman, I was so nervous. I remember going to my first NCAA championships, and as a freshman, it's just like I used to watch these guys on the TV, and now I'm right next to them. I don't know. It kind of freaked me out, but then I just had to realize I belong here. I made it here, you know. So I just go out there and compete and do my thing, have fun with it, you know.
What would you say is the key to your training regimen in particular?
My coach just sets up a really good plan, and he adapts a lot depending on maybe how we're feeling, whether it be weights was kind of hard, so we might do something a little different, but I don't know. I feel like I'm really in tune with my body, and they listen.
Obi, you talk about your coaches and your training regimen, but you personally, what are your superstitions and how do you get ready pre-race?
Well, I don't really have too many superstitions anymore, but I do have to have my lucky socks. I mean, I have a few pairs, so I'll cycle them in and out, but my favorite right now are the Snoopy socks. So I don't know. I feel like those do me pretty good. But as for pre-race, I warm up about an hour out, and I use music a lot because I don't want to get too amped up, and I don't want my adrenaline to get too high before my race. So I might start listening to R&B, you know, some slow to calm me down a little bit. And then, I mean, as it gets closer to race time, then we get like a little more ignorant.
So we've been asking around a little bit, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but we hear that you're a pretty good cook. Is this true?
I like to think so.
What is your favorite thing to cook?
Right now, I cook a really good Thai, like mango curry.
Okay. And where are you in your best element when you're cooking? Like, where's your favorite place to cook?
I can cook anywhere. I feel like a true chef can just throw down wherever.
Adapting to your surroundings.
Oh, yeah,
definitely a true sign. Have you ever cooked for any of your teammates before?
No. They're not worthy.
You know, after they see this episode, what's going to happen, right? They're going to ask you. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and they're going to like Thai food up there too.
I'm sorry. I apologize in advance, but that's what happens when people hear that you're good at things. They ask for more. Okay. Outside of cooking, what's another hobby that you have?
I'm a real adrenaline junkie. I'm not going to lie. So I have a Jeep, so I like to go off-roading. And next on my list, I've been cliff jumping before, cliff diving. And next on my list is skydiving, but I probably shouldn't tell coach that.
After the season is over. Okay, I have two questions for you. Where do you want to go skydiving? That's question number one.
I haven't really thought that far into it. I want to go a bunch though, because I think you have to have 200 jumps before you get to a wingsuit, and I really want to do that at some point in my life. It's on my bucket list for sure.
Okay, you also mentioned off-roading, and you're from Houston, so where is your favorite place to go off-roading? Is it in Texas?
There's just so many places in Arkansas. That's where I'm coming from, but I mean, there's a few off-road parks, and then behind my parents' house there's like a little bit of woods. So I'm not supposed to take my car out there because I can still get in trouble with like park rangers or something, but they haven't got me yet.
All right. Okay. Good. Yeah. Stay safe. All right. Last thing. So outside of track, you've proven yourself. You're an All-American. You're fast. You're athletic. What sports do you like to compete in outside of track?
I love football. I love football so much. That's what I used to play in high school, and I played rugby in high school. I played football. I wrestled for a little while. I ran track. I played soccer when I was younger, but football by far. I actually want to play again at some point, but
what position in football?
Receiver. And I could definitely return. I don't know if any football team's watching.
You hear that, yeah. Obi? Football after track is over. Okay, back to track. Last question. So Houston is a program that has a lot of respect in track and field. You know, they've left their mark in the NCAA tournament, and your team and yourself individually are already making some waves this year. What's the goal for you and this team as you continue on throughout this season and into the NCAAs?
Obviously, win nationals, and that's a very attainable goal. That's the plan. Win the 4x4 and break the world record in that. We definitely got the guys to do it, and we're making good progress. And as for me, in my individual events, I do want to run 44 indoor, and the world record is 44.5. So that's all I'll say about that. And then outdoor in the 200, I want to run 19, but the plan going into nationals, I want to run the 4, 2, and the 4x4, which is it's a lot of events, but I can do it.
You can do it. You can do it. Well, you heard it right here. H-Town, Speed City, going for world records this year and going to accomplish big things in the NCAAs. Obi, thanks so much for taking a few minutes to join us here in the studio, and best of luck to you the rest of the way.
Thank you. Go Cougs.